Hello guys, so we now learn Juliet strings and characters. So let us first understand what is string. So string is sequence of characters. Now then it means that what is character? So character is anything like what we call in normally English A, B or C or like punctuation symbols or numbers, they are characters. Also, non-English language has characters like Hindi, Hebrew, Chinese, Japanese. So they can also be used as characters. And in Julia, we use Unicode characters. So it means that every character has some numbers. So they are linked to some numbers. And we can use transport function to convert uniform codings like. And another thing we need to know that strings are immutable. So strings are immutable. That's one thing. Yes, so we cannot mutate the string. We can create a new string out of it, but we cannot mutate the string. So now let's first go to the characters. Let's learn the character. So in Julia, character is represented by single quotes. So if I say C equals to X, then type of C is a type of C is a character. Now another thing is that for example if I equals to I 120, so let's see what is type of I. It is int 64. But what I can do is that if I want to convert this I value to like for example letter, so I will just type int. Let's see int of what is int of x. So it is 120. So now what I can do is that if I want to, for example, we know I is 120, so I can do character I. So it will represent X. So we know that X is Unicode character. This is Unicode character value, but its int value is 120. Here we saw int of X is 120. Similarly, we can do for another uh, language like, for example, another character like A. So what is int of A? 65. So if I just do um, 65, then it should give me the ASCII code of characters. Now there is some validity of the Unicode. Unicode characters have, like for example, as of this writing, it is valid from, I would say, as of this writing, it is valid from. These are the valid Unicode values. Now we should know, like in this range, if I say in this range, 0 to U78 and U0, it is valid. So that's one thing. Now let's see what we can do. There is also one thing like we can see that if it is valid or not. There is this valid function. So I can do character and then for example 1 1 something random number. Let's see it's not valid. That's the thing. So let me just copy this one. So we had used this 78. Let's see if it works or not. It is valid. Now that's something. So we can also see the starting point of this Unicode value. So if I go, let me just 0x and then I can just do it is true. So what is the character of this then? If I do character u plus 0. Okay, it is not defined. So, okay, yeah, so I was using wrong value, so we should use 0xx, otherwise I was using u plus 0 0. That's the reason we were not getting this. Now, apart from this, what we can see like if we can print q0. Let me see what happens if we print the 0. Okay, it doesn't print anything. 78. So it's just printing. So I think 0 is some blank, and then if you are using Unicode 78, the next value is X. If I use Unicode value 2200, then it is the inverse. And let me see what happens. U0. Okay. So Unicode characters are also there. You can in a phone way also use, like for example, if I want to type banana. mm, so Julia also accepts as banana as character, but it is not defined. So we have to use this in characters. So I will say b equals to, and let me insert in this character. Now has a Unicode character of symbol. Yes. So let me see what is the type of b. It is a character. There are multiple Unicode symbols supported. So on Windows, if you press Windows button and then press semicolon, so you might see like lot of character values you choose and you can directly insert in this. If I want to insert heart, so I can just insert the heart and let me see what is the, so I will say heart equals to, contains multiple characters. So this contains multiple characters, it means that it's a string. So I try to move it in this. Let me see type of heart. So one thing is that you, if you are using character, then it should be in single quotes only. If we are entering multiple characters, suppose let's see in single quote, then we'll get an error. Character letter contains multiple character. This is what happened with heart here. So it contains multiple character. Let us try to see. Let me see if I can search heart. Hmm. We have heart, and if I try to h equals to, now let me see what is the type of h. This is character. So the one we inserted from um, our Windows semicolon colon button thing, we had this issue. So I'm not sure about Linux or Mac what values we want to use. Now another thing is that we can also do a limited amount of comparison in arithmetic for our Unicode characters. For example, A, let me see what happened. It is true because a character value A is higher than this value. So another, like for example, I can do A is greater than equal to A or greater than equal to Z. It is false. If let's see B equals to B, it is true. What happens if we do X minus A? So these are limited amount of, for example, arithmetic behavior which is possible in characters. So yeah, this is what we are doing for characters. So remember, character is enclosed in single quotes, and we can find the Unicode value of the character. Unicode are supported in Julia. In the codes, you can write the Unicode string. That is one good. So for example, you can write pi directly in Julia. Okay, this new thing. So I can. I don't not see the pi value here. Let me just get, so if we don't need to use colon, we can directly use pi. So it says like pi equals to 3 points. So you can directly Julia supports. Now let's go to string. So what is string? Strings are like the sequence of character as we said. And string literals are like delimited by double quotes or triple quotes. For example, if I do string 1 equals to hello world. So this is a string literal. I can also string print it. So for example, what will happen? So this is printed two things. One is the letter and another is the tab n, which is the new line. So here we have extra space. If you had put like this, so if we have entered hello world and there is no if. So you see, we don't get any space. So this is because of new line. Now we can also use triple quotes. I'll just use triple quote string. Now I can do contains quotes. Can okay, we cannot use single quotes because it is only reserved for characters. Yeah, you see, this is how we can write double quotes within triple quotes, and this is how it needs to be done. Now, if we want to escape some line, so for example, if we don't want to run multi line, what we can do? This is a multi line example. Now I can just press this way. I am continued on second line. So in code editor, we might want to use this way. So if you see this is printed in a single string, so we can just use backslash to enter multiple lines. So we can use another example. Multi line equals to line 1, line 2, line 3, and line 4. So if you see here, this is everywhere printed. So now the difference between is that line 1 and there is no space, hence we are getting line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4. So you can include space here and then it should work accordingly. Now let us see like how to access the characters in the string. So for example, if I say my product is for example Apple iPhone 14 Pro Max. Now how to access the first character? So I can just use square bracket, it will give me one. I can use two like this. Now if you want to access directly Apple, like for example Apple is how much, 1 2 3 4 5. So in another language you might see like product 0, but here in Julia everything starts from 1. So remember, like there is no 0. If I use product 0, then it gives an error to us because there is no 0 level. So I'll again see what is my product is this way. So if I want to access, I will just use 1 to 5. So I have access that. So if I want to just write iPhone, then I can just 6 to, it is also 6, so I'll say 11 iPhone. Yeah. So, and if I want to access the version, so version is, so I can do product. Now let me see. So it is 11, 12, it is 13 to 14. Yeah. So that's how we can access it. Now character is like, for example, we can just also do the int of the character, so we can get the character of this. So for example, and for example we can get the beginning of the word. So beginning of our product starts from a product begin, and this is the function which is very handy. So we don't need to calculate the length, like what is the length of the total and then get to the end. So we can just use begin and end. Now if I want to see the character, so int of that character, so I can just do product int and then begin. So what is the Unicode value of the A? It is 65. So if I do char 65, then it is A. Another thing we want to see is that string concatenation. So for example, in Python, you might see like it is plus, but here it is different. So if I want to join two words, for example, spam, bam, then tab, just for fun. So if I want to use spam into spam into spam, this is it. And if I want to multiply this spam into, for example, This is a hardcode where like we type multiple times we can directly write the number. So in Python it is multiplication this we use, but in Julia we have to use the or character, and then I can do 4, so it will print spam. Even 5, then just use. So this is how it is. And another thing is that we can there is also one more function, there is repeat function. So this is handy, we can do spam and then 15, then it will do the same thing like what we have done here. This is good, this is the same thing, but we can use it with the function. I think this should be the more elegant way to write the code if you are writing in Julia. And another thing is that what we can do is that we can see, for example, I this is and then Julia. So yeah, this is where we can construct it. Now let's talk about string interpolation. So string interpolation means that how we can like substitute the character if we have variable, for example, x and y, and how we can insert in the. So first example, I think we can use the string function. So in string function, I haven't seen a lot many people using this function, but yeah, it's good to go through this. The total population, for example, of lions in the world are, I can use directly 20,000 to 30,000. Yeah. So by the way, I have searched on the net, and this is somewhat close. And for example, we can also say that the total attendance of audience for the baseball game. Given I can use the type of game, for example. Let's see first baseball game last night was some. Okay, now I can change the game. For example, user can be having like baseball, or it can be cricket or something like that, football. So we can do game equals to football, or I think Europeans call it soccer. So what we can do here is that mm, I'll just go and add string here. Mm, This also convert to string, and here I can write key. So let's see now how it looks. Okay, there is no space, we'll add space. Total attendance audience for soccer game was this one. Let's convert this also to the variable. So I would say attendance count equals to some random number. And now let's see. Yeah, I see total spelling is wrong. Please find it. So I would say attendance count. Now let me change the number. Game equals to ice hockey, and attendance count equals to, so ice hockey might have some less. So again, let us run the string function. So you can see the total attendance for this one is this one. This is how string interpolation works, but this is using string function. So what we can do with the like the original function, so it is very simple. So we just do we just write the total attendance of audience for the, we use here dollar sign game game, and just repeat the sentence last night was, and then attendance count. Yeah, you see it automatically replace. So we have to use dollar and dollar for any variable. So if there is not a variable, then it might throw error. So I would say last night was total attendance. So audience on the game last night was in uh, area. So let's see. So area is not different. So just to area equals to Canada, Canada, Vancouver. I don't know if it's the right spelling. So let's do it again. Here, Canada, Vancouver. Now this is how the string interpolation works. So we can also do the calculation. So for example, total percentage of the voter turnout was, and we can just do suppose 400 out of 500, then I do into 100, so 80%. Yep, I'm giving a percentage symbol here. Yeah. Now this is how we can do the calculation as well. And another thing is that we can also write type of or something like that. For example, if I have to a.1.234 and then I just can type of a, but I want to print the type of a. So what I can do dollar, if I do, if I just write type of, so if you see here, like this is how it is printed because it escapes the dollar function. So if I want to do this in the string, I just need to use the bracket again, and then it converts the expression. So this we need to understand in this way because you might see this thing because dollar type of converts into the string, and we can also write the variable a is of type and then type of a, and, and its value is, so yeah, this is how we can do it. So I hope you have got this string interpolation example also, and then like we can use the C base type printf. So we can use C style printf command. There is also sprintf, which is a function, but I will not go through it. So let me just do using printf, and then if I do printf hello, then we have to substitute the word what it is saying at the rate print. Okay, I need to use printf. So if you see, this is how it is. Printf is there. Now I can also do printf scientific number e. So oh no, again typo. Yep, scientific number. Now we what we can do is that we can also convert the decimal digit printf and decimal two digits is dot 2f 12.3156. Yeah, this is how you can use the printf function. For some of the we can do the padding as well. So for example, padded with zeros to length 6 6i, and I just want to 3. So it is like it will take first three, first 6 digit it will take first 3 digit, and then rest digit will be, if I have used 4 5, then we get only single zero. So it will replace the, like, if total number of this values is 6, then we are getting 5, then it will suffix that with 0. This is good. Now I think yeah, this is how we should we have got the three types. One is like, for example, we learned about characters, and second, we did some basic calculation. Then we used string. We did string interpolation, some concatenation, multiplication of the string command, and then Unicode characters. And lastly, we use printf. So thank you. We will learn more about string in next chapter for string functions. Thank you.